Welcome to Stock Designs, and in this video I want to teach you how to use the Inkscape path effects pattern along path. But before we start, I would like to ask that you like, share, comment, subscribe and turn on post notifications so you're notified every time I post. And then as usual, without further ado, let's get into today's video. So I want us to start off by importing a vector path onto your canvas. To download this vector path, I downloaded it on Pinterest. I'm just going to use a simple lightning bolt and then just some of the info, just some objects, vectored objects that I found on Pinterest to show you this. So we're going to be using the pattern along path effect. So I'm just going to import two of them because we're going to do one where we link the path onto a stroke and one where we link the path onto a shape. So I'm just going to make that one smaller, and to remove the background, all you have to do, go to the path tab, object to path tab again, trace bitmap, and then the detection mode should be brightness cutoff. Then you just press apply and the brightness and the background will be removed. I'll also do that for these. Path tab, object to path tab, trace bitmap, and then you just apply. So now that the backgrounds are gone, I'm going to enlarge them a bit more so I can see. Then path tab, break apart, so that it's broke apart into multiple different objects. And then what I'm just going to do, select this one because it just needs to be unionized. And I press union and it's one object again. I'm going to delete that one. And I'm just going to move these to the side and select the one that I'm going to use out of the few. There you go. Then this one. But let's start with this one. So what we're going to do with this one is use the pattern along path. So I want you to select it. I'm going to enlarge it first, make it a little bigger so you can see properly. I'm going to select it, edit path, and press copy. Or you can just press Ctrl+C to copy. Then after you copy, grab your Bezier tool, your pen, and then just draw a stroke. Any type of stroke, just draw how you want the path to go, basically on the stroke. So as you can see, I'm just going to draw some sort of a zigzag, and make sure that you turn it into a stroke by pressing shift and the color. Then to remove the fill, press Control and the X by the color. Then I'm just going to make those rounded so that it flows nicely. The nodes. I want you to select the stroke, go into the path tab and path effects. Then as I was saying, the path effect we're going to use is pattern along path. So open your path effects menu and there it is. Pattern along path. So as you can see, these are the options that we're going to use, but we're going to use link to path and clipboard because when you select that, you're able to modify the path as you go along. And then there's paste path. Paste path is safer because then you can't modify the cloned path when you modify the original one, like the skeleton, you can't modify it. Then I'm just gonna press link to path in clipboard, and that's the shape that I'm gonna get. And I just want to show you the things you can do. So when you modify the original path, if you use link to path in clipboard, when you modify the original path, you can also change your skeleton path. As you can see, if I pull it there, it does this. If I pull it there, it does this. It will just mimic what I do on the original path. What I do to the original path, it will mimic onto the skeleton path. And as you can see in the pattern along path, when you take your notes, you're able to modify it. And in the dialogue, that's how you control the width. You can enlarge it by upping the width. Then your pattern copies, there's single stretched, there's single, which makes it the same size as the object, exactly the same size. Then there's repeated stretched, which makes it stretched, but it's a repeat basically. And then there's just repeated, which makes it the same size. We're going to use single stretched because it looks much better. And as you can see, when you modify those nodes, if you bring those nodes up or down, it will also go up or down along with you. So that's basically how you put a pattern along a path. When you change the spacing, because it's one object, nothing happens really. Unless it was a string of objects around a circle or a singular point, then you can use the spacing to control the spacing between them. And then the offset just really relates to the bounding box and also the tangential offset is also about the bounding box. And then as you can see, you can enable pattern is vertical to make the pattern vertical. Hide width not, it's going to hide that diamond that you can use to control the width. Fuse nearby ends it also only works when you are copying a path along a circle or along a midpoint, so that the ends can touch of it even when you put the spacing in. Okay, and then now onto our next object, and this time as the skeleton object we're going to use a circle. But first we're going to go to the edit tab, press copy. Then we're going to go to the pad tab, not the pad tab. We're going to take our ellipsis tool by pressing E or just selecting the circle in our tools menu. Now what I want you to do is to go to your path effects menu, select the path in the long path, link to path and click on. To play with it, to bring them further apart, bring it all in. We can do different things by just playing with the nodes. So as you can see, it made some sort of S-shaped type of object, and you can use this pattern along path to make various objects. Even if you want to make letters by using certain objects, you can use the pattern along path by just drawing the letters, then pattern along the path. It will go along the path using that object, and that way you can make letters using this pattern along path object. The pattern along path effect, I mean. So we'll just keep playing with the nodes till you get something that you want. The circle one, when you go around, it just basically makes it half or makes it full. Then you can turn around to put more of them. Then you can use the width to enlarge the width of it. You can do repeated, stretch, single, pattern, vertical. You can do a lot of things using the pattern along path, but I think you just about get the gist of this video. So I thank you guys for watching, and I'd like you guys to ask you guys again to like, share, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you're notified every time I post. And then I'll see you in the next video.